Okay, so Dad, tell us about how you started then, how you started the business.
Well, basically, it started at Fords when I had plenty of spare time. I was thinking about how I was going to start my own business. And I started manufacturing boat trailers at the weekends and the evenings. And the first batch we welded up was 5 trailers. And because they didn't have a brand, we sold them all second hand. That would have been 1965, I reckon.
65, yeah. How did you move from trailers to boats?
A friend of mine asked me to sell his boat.
Yeah.
And I did. I towed it back home and I sold it quite easily. And I thought, there's a market here. And that's when I got into the boat. I sold the trailer business to a partner.
Yeah.
Sold the Land Rover, sold everything, and basically just started full time on the boats then.
Selling the boats, and obviously by then you've had Fletcher, Norman,
and
all those
by
Shetland.
Then I had a bit of experience. The second-hand ones were easy. The new ones were difficult, like they are now.
Yeah.
And I did a bit of each. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, this is at the time when glass fibre was, this is the mid to late 60s, when glass fibre was coming onto the market, because before then you had to be super rich, didn't you, because they're handmade wooden boats. Yeah. And I'm just thinking also at the time, that was kind of the James Bond era where boats were starting to appear in films.
Fast cars, fast boats.
Excitement.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, the James Bond film, they used the Glastron.
Yeah, I remember
that. Which was a version, at the time it was a flashy boat.
With the outboard that flew over the road.
With an outboard, yeah, of course, yeah. And very, very few people then had boats.
Yeah.
Obviously the super rich had boats, but the normal people didn't have boats then.
And what kind of money were they?
Well, the first one I bought was £550, and that was for a speedboat.
And so you were selling the boats there from the small yard, and
very small.
Yeah, it's like 10 or 15 boats.
This would have been down at the Wooden Ferrers,
Happy Valley, yeah. And what would happen when because sometimes you'd sell out, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And what would you put then? I'd put a sign up.
We put sold out, gone skiing, and we'd go on the river. We'd all go on all the staff. I had a secretary. I had a right-hand man. There were 4 of us, and we'd all go out in the boat.
So you put sold out, gone skiing.
Yeah, bloody right.
Wood skiing.
That's
brilliant.
Right. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I don't think we'd do that these days.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty laid back, to be honest.
Yeah,
also, didn't you go to the pub every lunchtime?
Every lunchtime.
Which was just up the hill, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few beers.
Yeah, because obviously you're now into the 70s.
Yeah, we were into the early 70s.
And in the 70s, it's quite normal to have a pub lunch, wasn't it?
Pub lunch, yeah, absolutely.
Sausage and chips.
Compulsory.
Couple of pints.
Compulsory.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, nowadays, we're eating a sandwich at the desk. No, it's a bit boring. Isn't it?
We ain't got time now, have you?
No one's got time. Also, the thing the one that made me laugh as well is you had like the warranty manager. What was his name? The guy on the horse.
Yeah, Ken.
Ken
was in charge of.
He was in charge of getting the boats out, wasn't he?
He used to deal with all the problems, which were quite a few then in those days.
Yeah.
And
he'd go past on his horse, wouldn't he?
Go past on his horse. Nigel used to sell them.
Yeah.
And Ken used to fix them and get them out, and he had a full-time job there.
And what did Ken say when he saw all the
sold signs?
He
wasn't very happy
because he knew he had to get them all out.
He knew that on the Monday he's going to be busy because he see all the sold signs.
And he'd go right, and that's obviously aggravation for him.
And the salesman would put the sold signs on the boats to wind him up. So as he came past on his horse, he'd see all the.
And then he'd know he'd got a lot of work to do.
He'd see all the sold signs, and he'd know he's in for it. That's right. Yeah.
That is funny. So you sold that yard and moved to Malden. I'm the eldest of the 4 brothers.
Yeah.
I was born in 74. So
and you were coming down.
I was coming down, just obviously playing. And then in the 80s, I really remember the 80s because we lived on the hill.
Yeah.
And I could walk to the boatyard in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of the hill, it was quite a big yard, quite a few acres. How many acres was it?
Couple of acres.
Couple of acres.
Plus a load of river.
And we
come down, do the anti-fouling.
Yeah, and we probably had, there was probably, 30 boats, 25 boats?
25,
30 boats.
And James would come down, do a bit of painting.
I would. I remember you kept saying, go and pump the bilges out.
Go and pump the bilges out.
I remember doing a lot of
full-time job.
Pump bilges out.
That was the
And
first
also at
motor.
that time we had the office was a floating barge, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a barge.
So you used to have to walk off the quay onto the barge.
On top of the barge was an office.
And where was the complaints department?
Complaints department was pointing into the river. So if you complained, you
If
went
you
in the river.
complained, you just go in the river.
And the barge used to leak badly.
Did it?
So we had massive pumps on it.
Yeah.
And the postman wouldn't deliver the mail on the barge because the post office said it was health and safety that he might drown. So I said, half jokingly, we'll supply a life jacket. And they said, well, that's all right. Well, you deliver the post. So we did that.
Yeah. Did he wear a life jacket?
He wore the life jacket.
No, he didn't.
He did, and he was allowed to deliver the post if he wore the life jacket.
I didn't know that one.
That's how mad they are. Yeah, that's right.
And that was the
Health and
80s. That was the
safety.
80s.
Health and safety.
80s.
Yeah, there you go.
And then obviously Nick was born a year later, 75. So obviously
Then
we were playing. It was playground really. We were just playing around.
It was a playground.
We just to play around with boats.
Dangerous playground.
Dangerous
right,
playground. Yeah. In fact, I fell off the quay, didn't I? Went in the mud.
And then we had the steel strike.
Yeah, steel strike. Yeah, which you helped get the steel in for Fords. Yeah, I remember that.
So we closed the yard and brought steel in.
Yeah.
So that moved on from that.
But the boats were ticking along nicely, weren't they?
Ticking along, make a living. Yeah.
Yeah. When I passed my GCSEs, you won't remember this, but I passed my GCSEs, and I think I was 15 or 16. I can't remember. And I was quite pleased because I'd passed 5. And I walked down the hill, and you were in the crane with the steering wheel, which had half rotted
right, the old
away.
crane, yeah.
And I said, Dad, I've got my GCSE results. And you said, that's really good. Now get the strops around that boat. that was the whole discussion of my GCSEs.
Right idea, didn't we? Yeah. Make some money. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Then you sold Malden, and you bought a much bigger yard near Southend, Pagglesham.
We did,
yeah.
And that was a big move because obviously in between the move, the sales went through the floor really.
Yeah.
The sales. And then
you had to
Pagglesham, had to work pretty hard to get that up.
Yeah.
And it was a long further drive, but it was a big boatyard.
Yeah.
With good access to the river.
Deep water.
Yeah. So we survived there.
And at that time, I'm just thinking at that time, so I was at university then, I was at Southampton doing naval architecture. And you were running the boatyard with about 3 or 4 of you. And you're still obviously selling boats, but you're lifting boats out, and there's a lot of work going on.
Hard work.
And I'll never forget, you phoned me up and said, James, I need you to come and give me a hand. If you don't give me a hand, I'm going to sell the boatyard.
That's right.
And I decided to come and give you a hand instead of going to work in London.
I was getting a hump with it 7 days a week.
Yeah,
Nick dropped out of university to come.
Yeah.
James finished his degree.
Yeah.
And then we had the 3 of us and a few other. Didn't have many staff then. We probably had altogether, including us, probably about 5 or 6.
5 or 6, but we were still selling, I don't know, 8.
We were selling enough boats to keep going. And that was good.
What I remember from that is asking you for a pay rise. Because my friend was working in Tesco's and he was getting paid £30 a day, and you were paying me 20. So I said, Dad, can I have a pay rise on 20? And you said, no, you can't have a pay rise.
It's normal, isn't it?
Yeah. And if you want to earn more money, you've got to earn more money. And we did a deal where every boat I bought, you would split the profit with me 50-50.
Yeah, that's very generous. Yeah.
I thought it was all right, actually. Yeah,
very good.
It wasn't bad, yeah.
And that's when the sales took off, really, didn't they?
Yeah, because I then went out in the evenings and I was buying the boats that you said would sell.
Of course, you being the oldest boy, you were the dynamo. And in the end,
all the brothers came.
You self-appointed managing director.
I was self-appointed.
And I got sort of slowly demoted.
Well, not really.
To director only.
No, you weren't.
I've been slowly demoted.
You have now, yeah. But then you had.
I'm demoted.
Yeah. But so I was buying these boats. The brothers came to help me, and we were selling lots of boats. And we'd gone from 5 or 6 boats a month to probably 20 or 30 boats a month. And
huge
yeah,
expense.
and the values went from 5, 10, 15,000 each to 100, 200, 300,000 pounds each.
I went from driving a Ford Mondeo to drive. I did.
Did you?
And then and I was driving a Range Rover then.
Oh right, so
Happy days.
good times were back.
Happy days.
It was good. We did have a good laugh there.
Good.
So all the brothers working together, and we were selling all these boats.
And we all got on like that.
We did have, we had a few rows, didn't we? We had a few rows.
Not really.
No. A few though.
Never had any rows, no.
And then we moved on, yeah. So we bought Essex Marina in 2005.
Yeah.
And we just needed more space, bigger lifting material, machines to lift the boats.
Right.
And this yard's huge. Where we are now, it's 12 acres. There's probably 100 boats here for sale. We've got buildings. We've got 3 hoists. We've got 350 berths.
Yeah.
Marina. The boat sales are still going great guns. We're Princess main dealers, Williams main dealers, which are the tenders we've got, like this one.
The other big thing you've done is you've gone into yacht charter now.
Yes, that's really exciting actually.
And you can expand on that.
Yeah,
you bought.
Well, we started with a Targa 47, which we ran for a couple of years.
You started with one that you rebuilt, yeah.
And then we rebuilt a Princess 72, which went on charter last year.
And that's
been fully booked.
Yeah.
Just recently, we've added the Oyster 825 Champagne Hippie.
And you've also expanded. You've got satellite companies.
Yes, we have. We've got an office in Poole.
We've got Poole. We've got Calador.
And Essex. Would you say you are now semi-retired or retired? What do you do? Because you still come in 5 days a week, don't you?
Well, I'm semi-retired. I do half a week.
And the other half of the week you're out playing on the aeroplane. Obviously, you do aerobatics.
Which is different again.
Yeah, and you're how old now? 70? 77.
Only.
Only 77.
Only.
Yeah, it's not too
Only.
old. We won't talk about the various mishaps you have with the aeroplane.
No, don't mention that.
We won't talk about that.
Got to go to the bar.
Yeah, it's an important part of the working day for the 70s businessman. You're going to do less than 5 days a week at work?
Yeah, I'll be doing helicopter lessons when I'm 80.
Well, I still need you to do some work, mate. Yeah,
that's right. I'll do a little bit of work.
Yeah, I suppose the question I've got to ask you is, did you think we'd be here 50 years later?
No, of course not, because you can't plan these things. I was literally, like most businessmen, living day to day, week to week, month to month. It wasn't planned.
No.
It's just luck. You need luck in business. People say, "Oh, you don't. You make your luck." You do make your luck, but also you need luck.
Yeah.
The luck is I had 4 boys, and all of you are working for the business.
Yeah.
Well, it's never gonna. No one's gonna ever. That's not gonna happen.
And the thing is,
you all get on.
We do get on.
They never row. The boys.
Well, we have the odd row.
Yeah, but I never row.
No.
There's never a problem. We get on fine.
And we put the customer first, and we're quite proud of that. And that's why I think we're so busy.
And we get the odd bottle of wine and champagne and stuff.
Yeah, we do.
There you go.
And we've won a few customer service awards.
We have.
And it's a complex business. A boat is a complex machine.
We do know what we're doing with boats. We've been dealing with them long enough.
I always say we live and breathe boats 7 days a week.
Yeah,
24/7.
That's right.
In fact, that's all I've ever known. All I've ever known is boats since I was born.
That's right. That's good.
Yeah. I told you that.
Yeah, but I lost my memory last year.
Oh right.
Okay. I'm getting old.
Okay, so don't mention.
Don't mention.
No.
Take that out.
Yeah.